let's talk about Singapore. And could Singapore be a canary in the coal mine for the United States? Banks may have to brace for heavy losses as commercial prices plunge. Okay, so more and more people are working from home. Large office buildings are still not filling up, and even more have emptied out. Oxford economics, Adam Slater, stated this that in previous downturns, commercial property losses were heavy, and they were the signs. And there are some, man, I need to make my font larger. And there are signs that this could happen again, mainly due to the Rona, which we've talked a little bit about what's happening in the commercial industry and how there's been a lot of people predicting that it'll never be the same because so many people are working from home and the shared workspace thing. Like y'all remember what was the guy that was kind of flamboyant that was getting in trouble because the shared workspace deal? You remember?
He's the CEO of WeWork, right? Adam.
WeWork, that's it. WeWork. Yeah. So y'all remember the WeWork? It was kind of all the rage for a little while, and then the Rona has actually sent people more at home. Okay,
right. But then last week we covered just a new type of workspace. What do they call it? Ecologic, but there's some new
biolithic design.
Biolithic design. There you go.
Yeah, biolithic design.
So that would kind of counteract this, but I think this is something we kind of need to watch.
Yeah. So basically, banks are holding a whole bunch of commercial paper of buildings that are emptying out, and landlords may not be able to pay the rent. Yeah. So in Singapore, office rents were down 4.5% in the last quarter, which is the largest drop in 11 years. So Slater goes on to state that the risk is highest in the U.S., Australia, and parts of Asia, such as Hong Kong and South Korea. On the upside, though, many analysts think the commercial market will be very different, might continue to drop, but in 2022, make a full or beyond full recovery. So there's a couple of competing analysts that are looking at the commercial market as a whole. This article came from CNBC. There's a couple of other articles out there that's talking about the difference in how people work that we've talked about in the past. So y'all can look at those if you want more info. But I thought this was just kind of an interesting story. As you know, Dan, we are carried around the world.
And we are worldwide, yes.
But it is interesting to look at another economy and see what's happening due to COVID. So many people in Singapore now working from home. Could this trend happen in the United States? It seems like a lot of people right now are working from home. How are the businesses going to continue? Are they going to continue to hold an office space? In Arkansas specifically, are there going to be changes in how a real estate brokerage is mandated to have an office space? Would this be a reason to get rid of that mandate? And
will EXP see a boom?
Will cloud brokerages like Real see a boom? Mike Elizabeth Rodell said, I mean, the restrictions I'm seeing right now are making sure that they have jobs and they actually pay their bills. All right. So she's talking about the credit. That was
right.
Responding to the credit we were talking about. Melissa Mara said, dude, get your eyes checked. Maybe. Well, obviously I've had them checked. It's just small font. Okay. She said, she goes on to say, I haven't seen many commercial spaces go empty during the Rona, but the ones that were empty before are still are in town. So here, I have seen commercial buildings empty out and people starting to just dump their lease in favor of a work from home type situation. So there have definitely been several businesses or offices in the area that are still operating in the area. They're just not operating in that commercial space that they were previously in. So that is definitely happening in our market. What about there, Dan?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just try to make clips for Matt to cut.
So much color commentary. I appreciate you adding so much to the discussion.
I just don't want to. I don't know. I think it's awesome. We're covering. Oh, there we go. I need to make sure I'm on the right one. What happened?
Mike Elizabeth Rodell says, I think more commercial buildings will be converted to delivery warehouses for convenience shopping and delivery. Yeah, very possible with the moves that Amazon has been making around the country, and more the shop from home experience that people are doing. I could see there's already a couple of kitchens in Little Rock that make food and just deliver only. and you can't even like can't find the place. They don't have like a place to go in and sit down at all. It's just like in the back of a warehouse.
Yeah.
Commercial kitchen.
We have a lot of those businesses that have just they were dine in, but they've essentially turned into caterers, and they just go do bigger parties. But yeah, as far as like commercial around here, it's mostly smaller businesses, and they haven't really shut down. You know, it's if they run a business that hasn't been really hit by the Rona, then they're still working. They still went in. They just wrote, you know, they didn't really listen. They still put their masks on and just went into work, you know?
Yep.
So I haven't seen like a mass exodus or like just buildings pop up, but my eye line for commercial real estate isn't that general, I'll say.
Christian Harris says, that's what I did. Dropped my office lease to work from home permanently, saving $3,000 a month. Lots of commercials sitting vacant in Seattle. Wow.
Yeah. So he's on a permanent vacation. He gets to work from home.
That's what they say.
Yeah. See, there you go. I just go to my regular spots, and if they're there, awesome. If they're not, oh, well.
He goes on to say, especially downtown with the mayhem of the riots. Oh, yeah, that's right. Have y'all taken that back, by the way? Or is that still like some kind of weird district? He said 118 businesses have left the DT Seattle corridor so far this year. Wow. Now, have they left as in they're no longer operating the area, or have they just shed the commercial space they were in, or still kind of operating in Seattle like a work from home type of environment?
I'm assuming the latter.
I'm assuming the latter as well. Probably retail outlets and things like that can't operate. But
yeah, and I'm far enough from downtown LA that I don't really pay attention to it or what's going on there, and I don't really work it. You know, as far as it's very, very specific as far as if you're going to live there or do some commercial space there. So I don't pay attention to it enough. But
right,
it's always rough in downtown LA, so it's not. There's just because the Rona's happening, there was something before, and then there'll be something after.
Christian thinks it's probably just physically left the area.
Yeah.